As a big fan of Star Trek and Gene Roddenberry, I've always loved the character of Spock. This iconic half-Vulcan, half-human science officer. He's not just a character from Star Trek, he is a symbol of logical thinking, empathy, and the search for understanding. Today on CBR, we're going to discuss the wisdom of Spock, which is often delivered with a calm demeanor and a raised eyebrow, and has left a lasting mark on fans like me and on pop culture in general. Here are 10 quotes that capture the essence of Spock's character and the ethos of Star Trek. Some of these you may have heard before, and some of these you may have never heard at all. But there's always something new to learn from that pointy-eared bastard. To quote McCoy.
He wants to change.
Change is the essential process of all existence.
Number 1. Change is the essential process of all existence. Reflecting on the show's progressive themes, Spock acknowledges here the inevitability and necessity of change in life and society. I think this is such an important lesson because so many of us resist change. Not just in our personal lives, but collectively we resist change. Which reminds me of another quote, change is not painful, resistance to change is painful. Number 2, insufficient facts always invite danger. This quote underscores Spock's commitment to rational decision-making, cautioning against hasty judgments based on incomplete information. Always a good idea to stop and make sure you've collected all your information before you make a decision.
Is that logical? Surely we must.
Logic is the beginning of wisdom, Valeris, not the end.
Here, Spock reminds us that while logic is crucial, true wisdom encompasses more than just rationality and embraces empathy and emotional intelligence. Yes, I'd say that logic can be seen as a process of thinking that builds wisdom over time. Number 4, after a time you may find that having is not so pleasing a thing after all as wanting. Here Spock dives into the complexities of desire and fulfillment and offers profound insight into human nature and the pursuit of happiness. Isn't that true? I think all of us have experienced that. You really want that thing so much, you're so excited about it, and then you get it, and it's not as fun as it was when you wanted it. And if that's the case, maybe you should analyze, why do you really want the things you want? Number 5, without followers, evil cannot spread. This quote reflects Spock's understandings of the dynamics of power and influence, highlighting the role of individuals in either perpetuating or preventing harmful ideologies. It is unfortunate that the biggest flock of followers follow around the greatest scoundrels. I think more people should follow people like Spock, even though he's a fictional character. Number 6, in critical moments, men sometimes see exactly what they wish to see. That's a good one. Here, Spock's skepticism and critical thinking are evident, warning against the dangers of biased perception and wishful thinking. I think this is definitely one of the greatest weaknesses of the human condition, that we believe what we want to believe, while at the same time we are largely unaware of our own preferences being the thing influencing us to believe that thing we prefer to believe. A skilled logician such as Spock would reason that believing what you prefer to believe is not logical, nor is it ethical. It is a self-deceptive practice. And Spock must be frustrated, if he got frustrated, at how this is one of the most self-destructive aspects of the human species. Number 7, one man cannot summon the future. The quote, "one man cannot summon the future," suggests that no single individual has the power to predict or control what will happen in the future. It highlights the limitations of individual influence and foresight, implying that the future is shaped by a multitude of factors, including the actions and decisions of many people, as well as unpredictable events. This quote also emphasizes the importance of a collective effort and collaboration in shaping the future, rather than just relying on the actions or visions of just one person, which is another weakness in the human condition. We tend to just find one guy and say, that guy can lead, we'll do what he says. And really it's all of our responsibility.
Reverting to name-calling suggests that you are defensive and therefore find my opinion valid.
This quote, showing a little bit of snark here, showcases Spock's ability to maintain composure and deliver insightful remarks, even in tense situations. It highlights the idea that being defensive often signifies the acknowledgement of the validity of an opposing viewpoint. Again, that pointy-eared bastard is right. Number 9, evil does seek to maintain power by suppressing the truth. This quote suggests that those who engage in malicious or unethical behavior often try to maintain their control and influence by hiding or distorting the truth. In a societal context, this implies that authoritarian regimes, corrupt leaders, or any individual or groups with malevolent intentions may resort to censorship, propaganda, misinformation, or other forms of deceit to keep the public unaware, misled, or unable to challenge their authority. The suppression of truth is a tactic used to prevent people from gaining the knowledge or understanding needed to recognize and resist such power. This aligns with a lesson that I've been learning about intentional confusion. There are forces intentionally trying to confuse us. Spock's quote here also underscores the idea that truth and transparency are essential for justice, democracy, and the well-being of society, and that efforts to suppress the truth are inherently harmful and unjust. The suppression of truth through intentional confusion is definitely a force at play at the world today, and that's why I love science fiction, because it's not really about the future, it's about the problems of the now. All right, those are my 9 favorite of the wisdoms of Spock, who was a great logician and a great teacher, teaching us to look past our emotions and preferences and to make sound judgments based on logic, knowledge, experience, and insight, so that we might help reach that better vision of the future that the Gene Roddenberry vision of Star Trek defined. All right, guys, live long and prosper. Thanks for watching CBR, and tune in next time for more Star Trek news and insights.